What's up, guys? It's your boy Scion, and I'm back, and this is another episode of the MMO show. What you're looking at right now is Guild Wars 2, the Quaddle fight. Well, this is 1.0 to Quaddle, but I'm showing older footage because I have to actually take down all the videos. I don't have to, but I'm going to take down all the videos from my old channel, and I didn't want to just have them not be used. So what I'm going to do to this week is actually show you this, because this fight was always fun. It's always good to look at. And in honor of Guild Wars 2, I want to show like some of their earlier raid content, because they announced that they're going to be more raid content, more of general raids. We'll see if that actually is going to lead to actual builds, and builds being useful and not berserker running around doing everything, which is what people do. I never actually particularly did that. If you guys remember, I had builds that were berserker slash other things, but I went more balanced than I did berserker, and people like that. People like those builds. People fought me on that and argued and everything, like, oh, why are you doing that? Meta is berserker. But you know what? F meta. I've always said F meta. No matter what game it was, I'm still saying F meta. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want to do and still win. So neither here nor there. So the topic for this week is going to be raiding. Of course, you should have kind of got that by now. And I just wanted to little things that you need to think about when you're gonna go raid, because a lot of people come into raiding and just be like, yeah, I want to come play, I want to come raid, and don't know how to play the game, don't know how to play their class, don't know how to do much of anything raiding wise, but want to play. But then they get their feelings hurt because people who are in charge, who have to actually put a raid together, can't use them, or can't like really carry them, because sometimes you really do have to carry people. You want to be nice and have everybody play the game, and don't want to hold people out because it's supposed to be fun. But at the same time, you kind of like, when it comes to raiding, unfortunately, raiding in a video game is a job. It just is. We kind of don't want to say that, but it is. It's honest to God, raiding in the video game is a job. It's different than just being straight out fun. It's fun for the hardcore, let's put it that way, but everybody else is a little bit of stress, a little bit of a chore, and a job. So once you get that into your head that the game is supposed to be fun, but if you want to do this particular content right here, you got to up your level, you got to up your game, so to speak. Once you get that into your mind and think about the 5 or 6 things that I'm going to tell you right now, you should be good to go when it comes to raiding. And the first thing I want to talk about is preparation. You need to prepare for a raid. You need to get out there. You need to learn what the raid's about. You need to start reading. You need to start looking at various things on the internet, like if other people have done it, if somebody has struggled. What you want to do, what I do, instead of looking at a guide, I look at the raid and then look at what people are complaining about in the raid, because that usually what people complain about in the raid is usually what will kill you. And I don't know if you ever noticed that before, but if you look on the forum and see, hey, there's stuff on the ground killed me, that'll probably kill you, because if it killed somebody else, it's probably gonna get you, or you probably don't know about it, or something else. So definitely prep is pretty good. Now the next thing, which I guess you can call it number 2, is watch YouTube or read guides. Now I say watch YouTube even though I'm a YouTuber, because what I tend to do is, unless there's just no content out there for the particular raid or fight that I'm looking for, I'll watch somebody else fight and kind of put myself in their shoes and look at their mistakes and what they did well. That helps you. I know a lot of people have egos and say, I'm going to learn, I'm going to get in there and do it right off the bat. When you got, you just want to save time and just don't want to die all the time, look like a noob, is no shame in learning how to play a fight properly, or looking at a guide, or just getting to know in, so you don't have to actually be carried, or there's no shame in that. Like, don't have the ego get ahead of the time that you waste. Time is money in this life, and you don't have time to be sitting there dying on stuff all the time. If you can actually learn it before you get in there, and then you put the actual eye and mind and memory, just get yourself into the game, like just get yourself there, and you get the hand and eye coordination with it and everything else, and then you'll be good to go, so you don't have to worry about it. Next, I want to talk about practice dungeons. If you want to get into raiding, the first thing you should be doing is going into dungeons, getting your prep gear, if that's the type of game that it is. Like, it doesn't really work like that with Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2, you can kind of just like make it and like go out and find stuff and stuff like that, or go buy it if you grind it up enough money in this game. But in other games, you have to get prep gear, you have to get dungeon gear, and the dungeons usually teach you how to like, I guess you could say prerequisite raid. It'll get you a little bit into what you need to do when you actually start hitting the big dogs in the raid. So definitely get in there, do dungeons, get the point where the dungeons are just so easy to you that you're like, man, where the next content at? Let me do some PvP now. Let me kick somebody's ass. When you get to that point, then you're good to go to start raiding. Next up, what I want to talk about is have a solid build, which is number 4. Now, you need to have a solid build. You need to understand your class. If you don't do proper DPS, nobody's probably going to take you in the raid in the first place. If you can't come in there and be like last in the DPS behind the healer, that's not going to work. They're going to be like, yeah, well, you kind of suck, so you can't play no more with us anyway. So you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be doing less DPS than the healer. So get out there, get a build. And when I mean by build is pretty much whatever your class is, and you make a spec or specialization or whatever your skill build is for the class. Just make sure that it's the best. Again, look on YouTube, look on guides on the forums, look on Reddit, wherever the game is popular at, and just try to find the build. And if you don't agree with the build, or the build is not comfortable for you, which does happen, make your own build. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I always make my own build. I never use somebody else's build. Like, it's very rare that I'll use somebody else's build, like skill for skill and everything else. I don't always agree with things that everybody does. I agree with how I play, so I make builds according to how I would like to do things. So I would suggest you do the same thing too. It'll make you play a whole lot better if you're more comfortable with what you're doing. Than that, you better understand when you like, because only you know where you're coming from. Just make sure that you do proper DPS while you're doing that, your build. If you have a build and you like it and you don't do high enough DPS, then it's just not a good build, to be honest with you. Even though you like it and you want to try to make it work, if you can't make it work, I'm just saying, if you can't make it work, then it's not a good build for you. You have to figure out something else. I know that sucks, and I know that's not fair in these type of games, but it's just the reality of the situation. You gotta make something. If you could do what you want, but you still have to be a valid part of the team, and you still have to do your job. So just understand that there's a difference from doing what you want and still being viable. So moving along, the last 2 things I'm gonna talk about is be confident. Like, see, I don't never have a problem with being confident, because I really don't care what anybody else thinks. I'm just gonna get out there, I'm gonna have fun, and I'm gonna make sure that if I get into a raid or if I get into a dungeon or whatever else, that I can hold my own. I'm not gonna hold the team back. If I make a mistake, I'm gonna own it and get back in there and do what I gotta do and learn. Play solid and just have fun with it. You know, just be confident with yourself. Just know that you're there. You're gonna play well. Nobody can take that away from you. You're gonna just, you know, do your thing. You're gonna get this loot and you're gonna have fun with it. That's all you really need to do in these types of games. Just have fun, which is the last one. Have fun. If you're in a raid or you're doing anything in dungeons, these types of games, if you're raiding and you're not having any type of fun, and this is just super stressful and you just don't know what's going on, you can't play the way that you would like to play, then you should stop playing. You should not keep playing that game and stress yourself out and have it to the point where you're just not having any fun and everybody's like sniping and arguing with each other and then saying, oh my god, like this sucks, and like you suck and you get all the loot, and the raid leader gets all the loot, the guild leader gets all the loot. Like, if you got stuff like that going on, it's time to remove yourself from that situation. It's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any more fun. You're going to have people leaving and everything else. You need to have fun when you play these games. Do stuff like this, jump off something, jump in the water, and just laugh it off. So other than that, you guys be legendary. I hope you enjoyed this. That's all I really got for you. Like I said, there's gonna be a classic section on my site right now, on my YouTube channel, which is gonna be pretty much all my older videos from my first channel, which I'm going to just be putting there. The first channel is going to be slowly dismantled to the point where there's probably only going to be like 20 videos on there that I'm just going to leave legacy, because they're so large it would be a shame to delete them. Those are the videos that have like 100,000 views and stuff like that. I'm not going to delete those. Like, that's silly. But everything else that's like around 1,000 to 10,000, I'm putting them over onto the new channel. And I'd like to thank everybody who's been watching the MMO show the past month and a half since I changed it up a little bit and got away from the news. If you notice, the views are growing, the likes are growing, the people are enjoying this. So obviously you guys want me to talk and be more real rather than be a little bit. I was a little bit getting to the point where I was robotic when I was doing the news. I couldn't really be me. It was just me saying the news and then trying to be me, and it just wasn't working out. It didn't feel right, and it just felt cheesy. So I thank everybody who's just liking it the way that it is right now, and I thank everybody who's been stopping by. I'm definitely going to be going a little bit more hard now. I'm going to have a little bit more time. You're going to see a lot more content going on. So thank you for watching the MMO show, and thank you for coming to Scion Storm Gaming. As usual, be legendary, and I will see you next video. Peace. Thanks for watching another video by me, Scion Storm. If you like what you see here, please by all means like, subscribe, share with all your friends. It really helps me out, and I appreciate everybody who stops by. One love and be legendary. Peace.